sọ kí ni Britain wá káàkiri tó ń káàkiri bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣọlé wò lè mọ̀ wọ́n tún ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n ti lọ bá Ooni of Ife.
Useful and productive meeting with the governors here at the Governors Forum. I outlined my vision for where the U.S.-Nigerian relationship is headed after my first 6 months here and under a new administration. I explained to them we're going to be focusing on 4 key priorities over the coming years. The first is how to improve the business environment so there's more trade between the United States and Nigeria, more investment on both sides. Second, a new renewed focus on improving transparency, accountability in this country, how to fight corruption, empower Nigerian voices that are fighting for more transparency here. Third, we want to be more engaged at the subnational level, at the state level, and with the local governing authorities. That's, I think, an area where the embassy needs to do a bit more engagement as we develop our programs and our assistance. And lastly, we talked about our healthcare programs, because our healthcare programs are a large part of U.S. assistance to Nigeria. And as those programs are succeeding, as less people have HIV, as polio vaccinations have helped eradicate polio, we want to start transitioning those programs, keep them sustainable, and turn them over to the Nigerian government at the federal level, at the state level. So how do we keep our health programs sustainable and transferred over to the Nigerian government so they can run them and make them more effective in a new healthcare future? So that's what we talked about, that vision. And with that, I'm happy to take some questions.
Let's get the first question from AIT.
Now, can you throw more light on the collaboration with the subnational level?
Certainly. What we'd like to see is, I think, more direct engagement at the state level, our programs more focused on the states. We'd like to help develop capacity of the states and the local governing authorities. I think this is partly driven by the Supreme Court decision last summer that is going to give, I think, the LGAs, if this unfolds the way we think it will, perhaps some more authority, more fiscal responsibility. So we want to help the LGAs transition, take on this new responsibility and make sure they can work well with the states. Based on our experience in the United States, where we have a federal system too, and where one of our governing principles is the most effective government is the government.
If you believe all this nonsense coming from them, you will wait forever. Let's take it quickly because of our time at the early hours of this morning to the visit again by the white people to Ooni of Ife. And what is funny about this visit is some of what I read coming out from the deputy British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Johnny Baxter. Àwọn òyìnbó yìí máa ń rò pé àwọn tẹ̀ ní àwọn ní agbárí láti lè tún fi confuse the brain wa. They've confused us since 1914. They can no longer confuse us. We are more smarter now than before. So if you are still open about our program, about our only share button, it's not easy to wake up at the early hours and come out and talk. Please share the program and also invite others to do so. I want to give us the images of the visit. The British made a visit to Ooni of Ife. Kí ni wọ́n sọ? That is our Kábíyèsí with the British representative, as you can see in that images that I've just shown you right there. That is the Deputy British Ambassador to Nigeria. Kí ni wọ́n lọ bá Ooni sọ? Òun la fi sáré gbé ẹnu lé lórí. The British envoy visits Ooni of Ife and praises Yoruba culture. Really? How can you praise a culture inside Nigeria that Nigeria does not respect our tradition? You can see how they want to push Sharia on our lives. You can see how they're telling us that they say Osho. You can see how devil of Sokoto is planning to invade Yoruba land with Sharia. So kini this British envoy telling us about the praises of Yoruba culture. Yoruba culture ò lè jáde tá a bá ṣì wà ní Nàìjíríà àti tá a bá ń parọ́ fúnra wa. The earlier we understand that the reason why our culture is not valued is because we are inside Nigeria. The day tá a bá ti exit Nigeria, there will be respect for our culture and there will be respect for those that believe in other things that is not our culture. Because not everybody believes in our culture. I am Omo Yoruba and I love my culture. But we have been told by the white people that our culture is not something that we should love and respect. Tẹ́bá sọ fún yàn nísìn pé mo fẹ́ dọ́dọ̀ babaláwo nísìn. Ṣé ló máa wẹ̀ pé kí ló fẹ́ lọ ṣe lọ́dọ̀ babaláwo? Is that not what they've destroyed? The same British that is talking about our culture. Ṣé o lè sọ fún yàn nísìn? Ṣé wọ́n lè sọ fún yàn pé o máa dọ́dọ̀ babaláwo? Pé mo fẹ́ sáré dọ́dọ̀ babaláwo kábọ̀. But it is very cool to say mo fẹ́ dọ́dọ̀ pastor mi and nothing is wrong with that. Mo fẹ́ sáré dọ́dọ̀ àfáà mi. Kò sí kankan tó ṣe yẹn. Let's go further. The Deputy British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Johnny Baxter, paid a courtesy visit to the Ooni of Ife, Ọba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, at his palace at Ile-Ife. Àtẹ̀dúpẹ́ tó ń ṣe pé Ọọ̀ni ló lọ bá wọn. Àtẹ̀dúpẹ́ pé òun ló lọ sí palace tí kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n ní kí Ọọ̀ni má bọ̀. Because I remember when Prince Charles, kó tó di pé ìyá ẹ̀ kú tó gboyè, came to Nigeria. How many of you remember that? They told Ooni to fly from his base in Ile-Ife to come and meet Prince Charles. Wọ́n lè sọ fún Prince Charles pé kó máa bọ̀ ní Ile-Ife. Oh my God. How many of you remember that? Wọ́n ní kí Ooni wọ plane kó wá bá Prince Charles ní Abuja. Ooni ò lè sọ fún Prince Charles pé kó máa bọ̀ l'Abuja, kó máa bọ̀ ní Ile-Ife, kó wá yọjú sóhun. Ta ni Prince Charles at that time kó tó di ọba ni mò ń sọ yìí o. Even as bó ṣe jẹ́ ọba gan sẹ̀. The visit was disclosed through images, which is what I've shown you, and there are other images as well. There are two more other images. Let's see if we can pull them out as quickly as possible. Once again, you are listening to Koiki Media Awareness Campaign. Bó ṣe máa káàkiri nìyẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe oníwòlé mọ̀. Do you know that he also visited the Scare Grove? Mo tẹ̀sẹ̀ ń rí lè nísìnyí. The same man, I'm sorry, Johnny Baxter, visited Oshun Scare Grove, tá à ń pè ní Oshun Òṣogbo, and it was incredible. Ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀kan tó pè é, a must-see culture treasury in Òṣogbo. If you are in the area, make sure to stop by and experience the tourist attraction for yourself. Ìyẹn British High Commissioner Oloselu sọ fáwọn pé ká visit Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo. Ṣé òun ló máa sọ fáwọn pé ká lọ sí Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo? Má ṣe ìyá ti jẹran wa. Ìyá ó ti jẹran wa. That's in there. I'm just saying this one. àwọn ló destroy culture wa. Britain ló destroy culture ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló gbé Nàìjíríà lé wa lórí. What is their move again? Because tó bá ti move by, there is something going underneath. Ṣé wọ́n ń gbọ́ kankan ni àbí lẹ́tà tá a ṣe mú lọ fún wọn lọ́n react sí tó lọ sọ fún wọn ni pé kó wọ́n ní Bàbá Akíntóyè tó fẹ́ break in Nigeria? I am a journalist. I can take you to any level and any length and remind you that I should be letter lọ sọ́dọ̀ ọba, because that letter, like I told you earlier last year, letter yẹn ti wà lọ́wọ́ King Charles. Is it the British government that is telling their representative in Nigeria pé kọ́ lọ sọ fún Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ kó wọ́n ní Bàbá Akíntóyè àti Ìgbòho, kó wọ́n ní wọn dáadáa pé kò sí nǹkan kan tó ń pè ní break up of Nigeria o, because kò kọ́ ọbẹ̀ àwọn ní. Ó wá ń sọ fáwa nípa Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo. Ṣé eléyìí ló yẹ kó máa sọ̀rọ̀ Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo fáwa? Do you understand? Mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí ìjókòó, ẹ má bínú pé mo lè tí ì dárúkọ yín. Ṣé òun ló yẹ kó máa sọ ọ̀rọ̀ Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo fáwọn ọmọ Yorùbá? Àbáwá bí ó yẹ ká pìtàn Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo fún Britain? Ẹ wo bó ṣe báyé wa tó sọ somersault. Only a great story in Osun State. British technology at work at the Nigerian machine tools. This allowed the Nigerian company to produce items at a high enough quality to meet local demand and then export, earning valuable foreign exchange for Nigeria. Win-win. Ṣẹ̀rí Britain ti gbé wọn mọ́ra ní Osun State. Mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ yìí lánàá, but time was not there and I was moving from one area to the other. Ṣẹ̀rí ọmọ Yorùbá, tá a bá tètè dìde ní kíákíá. What I slept over it yesterday and I'm trying to figure out what is the move again. Is this based on letter tí Bàbá Akíntóyè? Ṣé wọ́n lọ sọ fún Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ kó pe Bàbá Akíntóyè kó wọ́n ní Bàbá Akíntóyè lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation tó gbé dání? Because wọ́n mọ̀ pé bàbá yẹn mean business. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé Bàbá Akíntóyè mean business pé kò ṣeré. Wọ́n rí pé wọ́n lè compromise Bàbá Akíntóyè bó ṣe compromise gbogbo àwọn àgbàlagbà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó fún lówó tó. Ẹlòmíì Britain, do you know that Britain normally call them and say visa mélòó ló need? Gbogbo àwọn bàbá òfò tẹ́ ń rí yẹn, àwọn bàbá olè, àwọn ìyá òfò. Wọ́n máa ń bi wọ́n pé tó bá need visa fáwọn ọmọ wọn tó fẹ́ lọ sí abroad kó jẹ́ káwọn mọ̀ special visa. Special, ìmí wọn fún wọn ní scholarship. Kí ni Deputy High Commissioner Britain tó ń wá káàkiri at this crucial time tá a máa fẹ́ exit in Nigeria again tàbí a fẹ́ gbé dálé jáde? Ṣé wọ́n lọ sọ fún Ọọ̀ni pé kó pè wá pé ká bá jáde fún rally ni? I don't know, but I'm waiting to hear more behind the scene, and if I hear anything and it's something I can come and share with us, I will. Màá pe bàbá lọ́la, àbí tílẹ̀ bá mọ́ lẹ́yìn, màá pe Bàbá Akíntóyè. Pé ṣé wọ́n mọ̀ pé wọ́n tún ti dọ́dọ̀ Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀? Ṣé rántí pé this is how Kùkùté olórí burúkú, ta ló rántí Kùkùté? I don't want to mention her name, but you know what I'm talking about. Èyí tó wà níbẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀, ó ti wà ní Sudan nísìn. Ṣé rántí pé bó ṣe káàkiri nìyẹn tó lọ sọ́dọ̀ Aláàfin, tó ń lọ káàkiri, short woman devil, bí àṣà El-Rufai, short man devil, tó ń lọ káàkiri. Ṣé wọ́n tútù gbélé náà jáde pé kó lọ sọ fún Ọọ̀ni o, kí Ọọ̀ni pé Ìgbòho, kó dẹ̀ pé Bàbá Akíntóyè, kó sọ fún gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣe Yorùbá nation pé Nàìjíríà ò gbọdọ̀ pín nísìnyí o. Ẹyẹ ọmọ Yorùbá, wò ó, tá a bá gbára wa sílẹ̀, ṣége bánsá nìyà tó máa jẹ gbogbo wa, including myself. If you think that ọ̀rọ̀ ta kọ̀rọ̀ náà sọ yìí, Britain ṣe ń sọ fáwa nípa culture, Yorùbá culture. Ẹ jẹ́ kí kọ́kọ́ ka ìbí tí mo fẹ́ mú jáde tán ká tó tún wọnú ilé lọ. The visit was disclosed at the visit yẹn, and these are other images. Ìyẹn mo fẹ́ fún wa tẹ́lẹ̀. Now, according to wife mi, èmi ò dáwọn ìyàwó kábíyèsí mọ̀. Ìyàwó mi ló ń sọ fún mi pé àwọn ìyàwó ọba méjèèjì tí wọ́n ń gbé ní Britain so ṣẹ́rí kàjọ kan ṣe nígbà tí òyìnbó ń bọ̀ wọ́n lọ kọ́ àwọn olórí méjì tó wá láti England tó ń fẹ́ bàbá wa kábíyèsí nísìn ọba ní right láti fẹ́ as many ìyẹn ṣe problem ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nìyẹn wọ́n wá present àwọn yẹn síwájú. What an amazing time to be alive, to be witnessing all these happening in our time. Now, òun àdírẹ́sì kábíyèsí níbí báyìí. Kí ni wọ́n sọ nínú inner caucus tó ń ṣe ìtọ́gbé jáde nínú ìròyìn pé ó lọ síbẹ̀? Kí la mọ̀ tán discuss? Irú lẹ́tà wo la mọ̀ tó gbé lọ fún kábíyèsí? Pé kọ́ wọ́n ní bàbá Akíntóyè dáadáa o. Pé kọ́ sọ fún bàbá Akíntóyè pé Nàìjíríà ò lè pín nísìnyí o. Kí bàbá lọ ṣe sùúrù díẹ̀. Bàbá 90 years old kó lọ ṣe sùúrù títí dọdún wo? Tí Tinubu máa fi ṣe tán àbí nígbà wo? Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ further. Baxter, Johnny Baxter, expressed his appreciation for the opportunity to pay homage to the monarch and deepen his understanding of Yoruba culture. Maybe for him personally, but Britain ò lè sọ fún wa pé àwọn mọ̀ nípa Yoruba culture. Wọ́n mọ̀ dáadáa. Wọ́n mọ̀ culture wa dáadáa ni wọ́n ṣe gba culture kúrò lọ́wọ́ wa tó gbé pẹ̀tùpẹ̀tù lé gbogbo wa lọ́wọ́. Tó gbé fake lé wa lọ́wọ́. Britain ó mọ̀ Yorùbá back, front, forward, backward. Ìdí tó ṣe gbé fún bàbá wo lọ́wọ́ nìyẹn. Tó ṣe gbé fún àwọn Fúlàní Gàmbàrí. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. The caption read, "Honored to be hosted by Ooni of Ife, Adeyeye Ogunwusi, the paramount ruler of Yoruba Kingdom." Tí kò ní ṣe. Yes. Ṣé wo ni Ooni ní nísìn nínú Nàìjíríà? Àṣẹ tí King Charles bá pa òun náà máa tẹ̀lé ní Britain. Ṣé tí Ooni bá pàṣẹ nísìn? Ṣé president Nàìjíríà máa follow ẹ̀? Ìbéèrè ni o. Mo ní tí kábíyèsí bá pàṣẹ nínú Nàìjíríà bí ẹ ti gbàgbé ẹ jẹ́ gbé yín débẹ̀. Channels Television 1st of March 2024 mo sọ fún kó máa pé ọdún kan ojú nìkan máa ń pẹ́ sí by next week. Yeah. Àmọ́ màá sọ pé a fẹ́ mú March. Ṣé mo kó máa pé ọdún kan tó pé Security Summit. But let's go with this article. Oba Ogunwusi, Yoruba traditional rulers deliberate on solution to kidnapping, banditry at summit. Summit tó mú kankan jáde. Summit irọ́ tó mú nothing jáde bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ títí wákàtí. I've been talking about this for how many days now? Pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sí summit tá a ṣe kábíyèsí? Summit tẹ pé yẹn tí gbogbo èrò wá káwọn ọba oríṣiríṣi àwọn baálẹ̀ olúkálukú wá sọ tiẹ̀ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sí? Deputy British High Commissioner ṣe wá ń sọ fáwa pé the paramount ruler of Yoruba Kingdom. So Britain ni mọ̀ pé kingdom ni wá yet a wà lábẹ́ Nàìjíríà. Ṣé rí gimmick tó ń play pẹ̀lú wa? Wọ́n lo kingdom nígbà tó fẹ́ lọ wọ́jú re kábíyèsí pé kábíyèsí kingdom níyàn bọ̀ ẹ má bínú pé wà lábẹ́ Nàìjíríà o ìtẹ́ bá fẹ́ a máa fún yín o. Ṣé rí game tó ń play? Ṣé rí game tí Britain ń play pẹ̀lú mind wa? Ṣé tí wọn náà bá gbọ́ Yorùbá Kingdom nísìn ṣe mọ̀ pé náà máa dùn pé Yorùbá Kingdom yet a wà nínú Nàìjíríà. Kí ló dé ká àwa jẹ́ Yorùbá tá a bá tẹ̀sí pé ní Yorùbá nation? Kí ló dé ká dúró as Yorùbá Kingdom United Kingdom ló ń pè tí ibi tèmi gbé United Kingdom tó ní ọba ló ń pàṣẹ fún gbogbo wọn. Prime Minister wa Keir Starmer àṣẹ tí ọba bá pa ló gbọ́dọ̀ tẹ̀lé wọ́n bíbà bẹ́ẹ̀ dá kó náà ò ní tẹ̀lé. Ṣé Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ lè pàṣẹ kí Tinubu tẹ̀lé àṣẹ yẹn? Ọọ̀ni ti pàṣẹ kí local government dá lóhùn. Mo kí kábíyèsí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí o orí adé. Ṣé Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ lè pàṣẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lẹ́nìí kí local government kan dá lóhùn? Bí Ọọ̀ni bá fẹ́ travel nísìn ó gbọ́dọ̀ sọ fún local government ẹ̀ pé òun travel. Ẹ̀rí bó ṣe ẹ̀rí bí British ṣe báyé tradition wa jẹ́. Ṣé rí Britain bó ṣe báyé tradition wa jẹ́? Ṣé tí King Charles bá fẹ́ travel ṣé ó gbọ́dọ̀ pàṣẹ ó gbọ́dọ̀ gbàṣẹ lọ́wọ́ local government bóun fẹ́ lọ òun fẹ́ sáré travel lọ òun lọ Africa òun débọ̀? And these are the deceits that many Yoruba people are still. Ẹlòmíì torí pé kó bá gba visa ó ń ṣe bọ̀ìbọ̀ì fún wọn. Ẹ wo ọ̀rọ̀ tó gbé kalẹ̀. Mo ní 1st of March ó máa pé ọdún kan tí security summit ṣẹlẹ̀. Àgbọ̀pá àgbọ̀pọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ quiet. Ṣé how many people tí wọ́n ti pa tó ti jí gbé tó ti san ransom? Ṣé mọ̀ pé Afẹ́nifẹ́re ìkànnà àwọn youth wọn nísìn wọ́n ti jí gbé l'Abuja wọ́n ní kó lọ mú 100 million wá. Láti 1st of March títí di bá ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ mọ ọmọ Yorùbá tó ti pa tó ti jí gbé. Ìmí àtẹ̀ ní rẹ́kọ̀dẹ̀ nígbà tẹ̀ fún wa because me ní enough resources.
My fellow brothers, sisters,
Oba Ogunwusi appealed to traditional leaders in Nigeria to take full possession of their forest. But kábíyèsí Ìgbòho sọ fún yín pé òun máa ṣe lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́, ẹ máa fún òun lówó, òun máa wọnú igbó, èmi náà tẹ̀lé as a journalist. Àwọn tó jẹ́ akọgun ọmọ Yorùbá tẹ̀lé ànídòwó kábíyèsí, ànídòwó gọ́vnà, a máa lé fún. A sọ pé Fúlàní tó ń gbé láàrin wa nínú ìgboro, Fúlàní tá a bá nínú igbó, a gbọ́dọ̀ dín pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Ọ̀ọ̀ni ẹ̀ fún aláyè ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sí kábíyèsí ẹ dákẹ́ ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sí mọ́ àmọ́ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ ní ọba bá lórí gbogbo ohun tí wọ́n sọ nìyẹn. Ṣé ọba bá lórí Nàìjíríà? Ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ tọ́ra wa náà. Why are we living in denial? À ń gbé fake life gbogbo wa àná ní kábíyèsí wọn ò lè pàṣẹ nínú Nàìjíríà káṣẹ yẹn múlẹ̀. Kábíyèsí ò lè pàṣẹ. Yet Britain sọ fún èmi Ọláyọmí Kóìkì pé àwa ọmọ Yorùbá o a ní kingdom, yet kingdom yẹn coexist on paper because officially kò sí kankan tó ń jẹ́ Yorùbá kingdom àfi tẹ́ bá ń parọ́ fúnra yín because Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n recognize. Ṣé wọ́n mọ Nàìjíríà tó recognize yẹn? Islam ni wọ́n recognize nípa wọ́n recognize everybody oúnjẹ Yorùbá àbí Igbo. Nigeria níta is recognized as an Islamic country. Mo kí ẹ must be. Mo kí ẹ̀yin àwọn àtẹwà lórí ètò. So kí là ń parọ́ fúnra wa fún? Wọ́n ní United Kingdom, England ilẹ̀, Scotland ilẹ̀. Níbo ni ilẹ̀ ti wá wà? Ó wà lábẹ́ Nàìjíríà. Who is fooling who? That I still don't understand the purpose of this visit. Ṣé Britain ti padà ó review letter yẹn ó ti kàdélẹ̀ wọ́n ti ní understanding tí bàbá Akíntóyè kọ síbẹ̀ láti October 12 ní aago 2 ta deliver letter. Wọ́n ti wá gbọ́ pé ó dà ń pé àwọn Yorùbá yìí àwọn náà máa gbọ́ fìrífìrí kó má lọ tún bá wọn lójijì bóyá wọ́n ti sọ fún wọn ní kó pe Ìgbòho àti bàbá Akíntóyè because I still don't understand what this visit is all about. The purpose of the visit by the British representative. Only I am grateful for the warm reception our Yoruba land hospitality. Ìyẹn làwọn Igbo ṣe ń ṣe yamayama nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. because a ti fún wọn ní hospitality tó pọ̀ jù. A fún wọn hospitality, lọ fún wọn ní fake drug, lọ fún wọn ní fake product. Torí a ti fún wọn ní hospitality tó pọ̀ ní. Àwa wí tán wọn náà complain ní Ìdúmọ̀tà pé wọ́n ti shop àwọn. Wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ti shop yín now. Your shop needs to be closed because we don't know what you are selling to our people. Fake drug. You are killing Yoruba people in Yoruba land. And you expect Governor Sanwo-Olu, we might not agree with Sanwo-Olu on everything, but we expect him to look after the Yoruba people within Lagos State. You cannot be selling fake product and tell Sanwo-Olu to open Idumota so that can it product all this your fake product that you are bringing from Aba. Don't bastard. Hospitality yẹn ló fi pa wá nísìn tí Fúlàní wọlé lójoojúmọ́. Every blessed day there's nothing less than 3 trucks ló ń wọlé. We are taking, but I am uploading the picture, but Yoruba people are sleeping. Kí lẹ ti fẹ́ kémi tún ṣe jù yẹn lọ? Àwọn ọmọ ta fi sí bọ́dà bó ṣe ń wọlé lọ send the picture yẹn sí mi. Àwọn uploaded. A ní gọ́fúnà wọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀. Gbogbo wọn dákẹ́. General Togun ó jáde. Ó ní Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn kò sí kankan tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ l'Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn. If anybody tells you Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn is working, try to try down. Ìrọ̀lú wà ń bẹ̀. If anybody tells you Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn, we have about 32 minutes, if not a little bit less, to end this broadcast. Tẹ́nìkan kan bá sọ fún yín pé Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn ṣiṣẹ́, irọ́ is all balanced lie, according to former Brigadier General Togun. Let's move swiftly. Now, the purpose of the visit is to discuss the important role of traditional rulers. Britain is sọ fún Ọọ̀ni pé òun wá bá Ọọ̀ni sọ̀rọ̀ láti lè jẹ́ kí Ọọ̀ni mọ̀ nípa the important role of traditional rulers. The same traditional rulers tí wọ́n bá dáadáa before the amalgamation. The traditional rulers that knows the respect for humanity, respect for human, obìnrin, ọkùnrin, before ọkọ tó kó gbogbo wa papọ̀ tán pè ní Nàìjíríà. Òun ni Britain tí wá remind the kábíyèsí pé òun wá bá kábíyèsí discuss the role of tradition. What is the role of traditional ruler in Nigeria today, in Yoruba land? Gbogbo wọn pátá wọn ní role kankan mọ́. Ọọ̀ni ò lè pàṣẹ káṣẹ yẹn ṣiṣẹ́ nínú Nigeria. And the example of that is the security summit that Ooni called. As we speak today, no outcome from that summit. So when we are told that they have also come to learn about the culture of Yoruba people, I am confused. Britain is supposed to learn nípa Yoruba culture. The Yoruba culture that was destroyed purposely for their own selfish gain. Who is fooling who? We can only continue to highlight all these because most of you did not know that there was a visit to OHUN State. My job is to tell you that it has occurred. The purpose of that visit is far beyond all these rhetorics. Tonsolori tweet one. If you believe this, you believe that for your own stupidity. There is far more behind the scene that I am very sure of. And as I prepare to wind out the program again this morning, I am just a messenger. It's entirely up to you to take the message that Yoruba people need to be free, or we will all suffer the consequence of not being free from Nigeria. Our king cannot speak. Our culture has been taken away from us. Our tradition has been destroyed. And the agenda is real. So it's up to you. And if you ever think that Nigeria will be free from all this bondage, it can never be free. This visit of, and I'm going to use, I'll change my terms and use these so that it can be on record that I have come out on every visit in the last 4 years of Britain to our king and talked about it. Màá yọ èyí tí mo fi sí tẹ́lẹ̀, màá fi tí ọba yìí sí. And I'll also change the headline slightly because I want this to go on record again. Koiki jáde o, ó wá sọ̀rọ̀ pé kí ni Britain wá lọ sí Ọọ̀ni of Ife again, because ambassador is also representing Britain. Ó lọ represent Britain ni, kò lọ represent ààrẹ. It's not a courtesy visit, it's an official visit. There's difference between courtesy and official, but they are there to confuse us as Britain did since 1914. Láti parọ́ pé Nàìjíríà máa ṣoríire, Nàìjíríà máa dá, kí gbogbo wa ká lọ ṣe sùúrù fún Nàìjíríà. Yet wọ́n mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò bàbá mi, mo kí yín o bàbá mi Ṣẹ́gun Honorable, mo kí yín ẹ káàbọ̀ ẹ kú ọjọ́ mẹ́ta sà. Adéwuyì Adésọlá, mo kí yín o, ẹ bá wa share ètò yìí, ẹ bá wa share ètò yìí, ẹ bá wa share ètò yìí.
With so much pain. Every day I go to bed, I am feeling pain of what is happening in Yoruba land. And it's entirely up to us, this generation, to demand our rights. Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó máa gbà wálẹ̀ o, àwa la gbọ́dọ̀ gbàdá wá sílẹ̀ o. Àsìkò kò sí on our side. Let me read quickly how it all went last year tí Ọọ̀ni pé summit yẹn, according to the channel. Ọọ̀ni of Ife, Ọba Adéyẹyè Ògúnwùsì, on Friday, March 1st, hosted the 2024 Yoruba Security Summit. Yoruba Security Summit. Yoruba Security Summit. Àgbọ̀n kankan mọ́, àgbọ̀ pa, àgbọ̀ pó láti ọdún kan. A dẹ̀ sọ pé àṣẹ wà lẹ́nu ọba. Ṣé tí King Charles tó bá ń já àwọn èèyàn gbé ní Britain tó bá pàṣẹ, wọn ní mú àṣẹ yẹn? Ìbéèrè ni o. Ṣé position King Charles ó ju ti Ọọ̀ni lọ ni? Kò jù lọ. Ọọ̀ni ju King Charles lọ. In terms of their position, Ọọ̀ni kábíyèsí, Ọọ̀ni of Ife, position ni wọ́n ju ti King Charles lọ. Yet King Charles control Great Britain. Ọọ̀ni ò lè control ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ọọ̀ni ò lè pàṣẹ. Wọ́n ń jí wa gbé, Fúlàní ń pa wá, wọ́n ń dún àwọn àgbàlagbà nínú igbó, wọ́n ń fàdíyà, because bá ṣe lè sọ tó máa yé yín nìyẹn. Wọ́n ń ṣáwọn èèyàn lọ́wọ́, wọ́n ń bá àwọn èèyàn lójú, wọ́n ń pààyàn, wọ́n ń gba ransom. Ọọ̀ni dẹ̀ pé summit, àdẹ̀gbọ́n kankan mọ́ lẹ́yìn summit yẹn, Ọọ̀ni dákẹ́. So ó ti ṣí òpè Ọọ̀ni ò ní agbára kankan nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Wọ́n ò lè pàṣẹ. It's a fact. Àfi tá a bá parọ́ fúnra wa. Àfi tí a bá parọ́ fúnra wa nìkan ló kù. Because we expect Ọọ̀ni to be able to make decision, and that decision. Ṣé Tinubu ló sọ fún Ọọ̀ni pé kó stop? Àbí Sultan of Sokoto tó pèrè ní Devil of Sokoto? Àbí Ibrahim Babangida ló sọ fún Ọọ̀ni? Àbí Governor Adeleke ló sọ fún Ọọ̀ni? Àbí ta ló sọ fún Ọọ̀ni pé kí Ọọ̀ni má continue? Because in tó Ọọ̀ni fẹ́ ṣe yẹn, in tó máa dáàbò bolẹ̀ Yorùbá ni. Wọ́n jẹ́ kí Ọọ̀ni parí ẹ̀. Èmi mọ̀ pé Ọọ̀ni fẹ́ ṣe. Mo mọ̀ yẹn dájú. Mo mọ̀ yẹn nínú ọkàn mi. But ta ni ò fẹ́ fún Ọọ̀ni ṣe? I'm working with time. I need to go now. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. The Yoruba Security Summit, where he met with other traditional rulers in the Southwest region and deliberate on the practicable solutions to kidnapping and banditry in the region. Títí di bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, kidnapping ṣì ń ṣẹlẹ̀, banditry ṣì ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Ó mà ṣe o. Ó mà ṣe o. In your company, I suggest that Ooni of Ife should call this kind of conference twice a year. Even when once a year, kí la ti resolutions. So ká kàn máa pe conference, kọ́ dágbádá, kọ́ dé fìlà, kọ́ ṣòwò rẹ̀, ó yá Yorùbá anthem, iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ fún gbogbo wa, and everybody goes home and that's the end. That has been Nigeria method. Conference. That's what they've done for 64 years. Tolori Buruku Babangida. And before I go, because I don't have time anymore, I have a very limited time. And the last article is testimony MK Abiola, Susan Wright, The Deadly Cup of Tea by Femi Panikalobi. Ambassador Susan Wright is the American ambassador to the United Nations. A long-standing aspiration for becoming the Secretary of State for our country was dashed when the Republicans in the Senate started sharpening their knife in the anticipation of a former nomination for the position of President Barack Obama. Sensing that a nomination would not scale through, the Senate and that she would not be confirmed as the Secretary of State due to the role she played. Due to the role mi into ṣe nígbà tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀
bàbá mi Ṣẹ́gun honourable more blessings o ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ o ẹ ṣeun o God bless you sir ẹ dẹ̀ ṣeun ọjọ́ o bàbá mi Ṣẹ́gun honourable more blessings sir.
Christopher Stevens and 3 other American citizens were murdered in a movie in Benghazi, many times. American ambassador was killed in Libya, in Benghazi. Instead of Secretary of State, President Obama has now nominated her for the position of National Security Advisor, which is a job that does not require Senate approval or confirmation. I wish Susan Wright well in her new assignment, but I am constrained to ask the following question. Journalists want a question. We ask question because we need answer to it. What did she put in the tea that she served to late MK Abiola on July 8, 1998? Kí ni wọ́n fi sínú tea tí Abiola mu? Fẹ́mi Káyọ̀dé ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ Susan Wright. You can see that Atiwade only one chance to pay. She was the one of the last people that saw him alive. She served him the something. He coughed violently, and 1 hour later, Abiola died. He did not survive that tea. Tọ́ba ní kò mu tea nílùú òyìnbó, ọmọlẹ́gbàá mi wàá máa gbá tea yẹn lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́.
Good day, sir. We've been all out today. What have you to say about the massive solidarity support?
White Lion! Olórí oko bàbá.
I've gotten the feedback about how people have gone all over.
Olórí oko bàbá. White Lion!
Àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wo lọ Amẹ́ríkà today? Just like báwa náà ṣe ń rò pé aláwọn ọ̀rẹ́ kan, they are all enemies within and outside. Ẹ má gbàgbé kí àwọn iléeṣẹ́ yìí lọ́wọ́, èyí tó important nìyẹn. Ẹ bá fún wa kò pọ̀ jù. Ẹ bá ti fún wa tẹ́lẹ̀, ẹ tún lè fún wa sí. We need money. A week ló kù tá a máa fi lọ sékìtì. Àìtí mọ̀ báwọn tíìmù ṣe fi lọ. Rally ń bọ̀. There's still so many things that this media needs to operate with.
Ẹ ràn wá lọ́wọ́ o, ẹ ràn wá lọ́wọ́ o, ẹ ràn wá lọ́wọ́ o.
Gbogbo ẹ̀ náà fún wa náà ni mo máa ń dúpẹ́ fún. Every blessed day, no matter how small, support this organization. I am not a blogger. We are an organization that have the team that are ready to serve Yoruba people. Mo sọ fún wa tó bá mi ṣiṣẹ́ pé tó o bá ní ṣe Yorùbá nation, o ò ní bá mi ṣiṣẹ́. You have the right to leave. Àjọmọdélẹ̀ lè rí o.
Àṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àṣẹ bàbá.
Tẹnu ọ, iṣẹ́ la máa ṣe. Sórí wọ́n tí wọ́n ní kó lọ máa jẹ wédú, tán ní kó lọ máa jàkàrà, tán ní kó lọ ṣe sàárà, tán ní kó rúbọ, tán ní kó ṣògùn, tó ní òṣògùn. Well, èmi ò lè force anybody kó ṣògùn. It's entirely up. Torí àmọ́ tó ń bọ̀ nínú Nàìjíríà nígbà tó bá lọ dé kó má débẹ̀ lójijì. Kò ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ rálì nìkan tó bá dira dáadáa. Àìmọye àwọn ọmọ wa táwọn Fúlàní tó ń pàdé táwọn náà ń pàṣẹ fún wọn padà. Wọ́n dira dáadáa ni. Àìmọye lòmíì tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe jàǹbá fún láàrin city. But nítorí pé ó dira dáadáa. Many atrocities in nínú Nigeria. This is not the time to joke. Igbo fẹ́ kidnap yín, Yorùbá gan fẹ́ kidnap yín, but we know that the bulk of the problem are terrorism and many other problems. One chance, ó sì ṣẹlẹ̀ l'Abuja tó bá dira dáadáa. one chance ò lè pàdé ẹ̀ tó bá dira dáadáa gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá. Má jẹ́ kí ẹnìkan kan fúnlẹ̀ o, má jẹ́ kí pásítọ̀ kankan sọ fún ẹ pé má lọ dira dáadáa. Àsìkò tí yàn ń dira láwa yìí, àsìkò tọ́mọ Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ dira láwa yìí, á ti wà nínú ogun o, á ti wà nínú ogun o, mo sọ fún yín, á ti wà nínú ogun. Kò dìgbà tí ó bá di gbàsgbòs, á ti wà nínú ogun o. Lọ dira o, kí kó má bàa pa ẹ́ o. Mo ní sọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Bàbá mi Ọláyọmí Kóìkì, the white lion of our time, the white lion of Yorùbá land. Mo kí yín o, akọni ọkùnrin. Mo kí yín. Ẹ kú ohùn látẹ̀ẹ̀kan, bàbá mi Ọláyọmí Kóìkì. Mo kí yín kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. Ọba mi Èdùmàrè, á jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa, á jẹ́ ká jẹ sí ọwọ́ wa nílé ayé, ká tó lọ lágbára Elédùà. A ní ṣe àṣedànù lágbára dẹ́dà ṣẹ̀dá, gbogbo wa pátápátá nílé ayé yìí, gbogbo wa pátápátá nínú ìjàngbara Yorùbá nation, lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation yìí, Olódùmarè á san ṣe oníkálukú wa fún, àjẹṣe ọwọ́ wa lágbára dẹ́dà ṣẹ̀dá, lágbára àwọn tó ṣílẹ̀kùn ọjọ́ tòní, gbogbo wa pátápátá la máa jẹṣe ọwọ́ wa, a ní ṣe àṣedànù. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi, mo kí yín o, ẹ̀kú àtẹ̀ẹ̀kan, ẹ rí i pé ètò tòní ní agbára pọ̀. Bàbá mi Ọláyọmí Kóìkì, ẹ rí àwọn àṣírí tí bàbá yìí tú jáde. Òun ni mo ṣe yìn bàbá yẹn láàárọ̀ yìí, tí mo fi gbé oríyìn fún pé bàbá wa Kóìkì, in fact Olódùmarè dìdí yan arákùnrin yẹn tó ó fún ara ẹ̀ da òróró lé lórí. Lẹ́yìn yẹn bàbá wa Ìgbòho Òòṣà tó tún mú pé you are my spokesman. Mo rí pé spokesman mi ló gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ agbẹnusọ mi. Bàbá tó ta òróró sí lórí. Bàbá Kóìkì, iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ yín ò ní dàrú lágbára Elédùmarè. Gbogbo apáta lájọ máa jẹ́ iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ wa tájọ ń ṣe nínú Yorùbá nation lágbára Elédùmarè. A ní ṣe àṣedànù. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ mi jákèjádò àgbáláyé. Ọ̀rọ̀ náà lẹ ti ń gbọ́ látẹ̀ẹ̀kan yẹn.